I asked ChatGPT for Taylor Swift-style business advice. The results were shockingly smart. When you purchase through links on our site, we may earn an affiliate commission. Here's how it works. Although I'm not a Swiftie myself, I can't help but admire Taylor Swift's business instincts. Anyone who can release 5 versions of the same album and still sell out worldwide tours is clearly doing something right. And plenty of us have been taking notes. The only problem? I don't personally know Taylor Swift, and I can't exactly text her for advice. Enter ChatGPT. Thanks to OpenAI's latest updates, the AI's ability to tone shift is shockingly strong. So I decided to put it to the test. A lot like my one-word rule trick, I asked ChatGPT to give me real business advice like Taylor Swift. Now this could work for really anything. Cooking advice in the voice of Gordon Ramsay, fashion advice in the voice of Giorgio Armani, tennis tips in the voice of Roger Federer. I think you get the idea. What I got back was surprisingly grounded, insightful, and delivered with the kind of clarity, vulnerability, and brand discipline Swift is known for. Here are the 7 prompts I used, and how ChatGPT responded when I told it to answer this like Taylor Swift. 1. Getting started with a business idea. ChatGPT's response delivered more than a good business tip. It's a piece of creative writing that performs Taylor Swiftness. It answers the prompt correctly by providing a solid first step, discovering your purpose/motivation. But what this really shows is how the AI delivers the answer through the crafted persona. A less skillful AI response might have just said, Taylor Swift would say to believe in yourself and write a business plan. But ChatGPT built an entire story around the advice, making it feel like it's actually coming from Taylor Swift, not just about her. It's a strong example of how ChatGPT can be used for stylistic imitation. What was cool with this response was that ChatGPT identified and synthesized key aspects of Taylor Swift's brand and delivered key ways to stand out, such as leaning into the personal narrative and reinventing yourself when necessary to develop a true connection with your audience. This is actionable business advice, and the response feels uniquely Taylor while still being genuinely useful. This exercise shows how ChatGPT can move beyond surface-level imitation to create a coherent, thematic voice, making the character an effective vessel for delivering a response. ChatGPT has fully embraced the character, demonstrating the advanced capability to maintain a style across multiple chats. For this prompt, it details how strategy is storytelling and ownership is everything. The advice of finding your purpose and focusing on your craft rather than competitors is universally solid. The Reputation album reference provides a unique allegory, and it feels like ChatGPT is performing a kind of creative synthesis, blending known facts about what works in business with thematic extrapolation. Yet because the business advice is coming from Taylor, it seems personal and very on brand. 4. Building your audience. This answer on building loyalty is perhaps the most meta and self-referential of the prompt responses so far because it directly analogizes from Taylor Swift's core competency, cultivating an unprecedentedly loyal fanbase. The AI goes beyond advising to specifically drawing the blueprint from the persona of Taylor's own greatest success story. What's interesting is the result is a hybrid. Part aspirational alter ego of Taylor Swift, part functional business coach. The advice is top-tier strategic and psychological guidance. It perfectly addresses the heart and mind of entrepreneurship, your motivation, your identity, your mindset, and your relationship with your audience. 5. Crisis management. Failure is never easy to discuss, but somehow ChatGPT makes it easier, coming from Taylor Swift. The response outlines a 5-stage process for crisis management that is both emotionally intelligent and strategically sound. From emotional acceptance and analytical reflection to narrative control and perseverance, this response offered how to take responsibility and apologize for mistakes. A typical prompt to ChatGPT on how to overcome a mistake would probably offer some version of this, but the holistic approach here, which blends emotional processing and practical action, is very Taylor Swift. 6. Overcoming self-doubt. The response provides a 5-step cognitive, behavioral, and narrative framework for overcoming self-doubt. It touches on all the important aspects, including acceptance, reframing, and action. This advice captures the action before confidence principle that is the only real antidote to imposter syndrome. Confidence is a result of action, not a prerequisite for it. ChatGPT may have offered this advice, but might have done so more generally. This response synthesizes the broader business Taylor philosophy that I was going for. 7. Long-term planning. The response outlines a growth model that is organic, intentional, and relationship-based, directly opposing the growth at all costs and hustle mentality. The visionary advice really feels like it embodies Taylor Swift's own philosophy, while also being useful for nearly any entrepreneur to implement into their own strategy. ChatGPT's Swift-style responses reveal strong brand strategy, emotionally intelligent leadership, thoughtful communication, practical business fundamentals, a deeper emphasis on purpose and consistency. Final thoughts. Sure, I could have asked ChatGPT for advice based on Taylor Swift's success or Warren Buffett's or Oprah. But the takeaway here is that ChatGPT can embrace the persona and deliver in the style/voice of a particular individual you choose. This experiment worked because Taylor Swift's real-world career is built on clarity, narrative control, connection, and reinvention, all things entrepreneurs genuinely need. And turns out, business advice goes down easier when it feels like someone's handing you a glitter pen instead of a binder of KPIs. Give it a try and let me know what you think in the comments.